So I was thinking about, I know that your movie was there in Rotterdam, and there they have a special festival for documentary for even the architect. So can you please tell us more about this experience?
It was the second time I was going to Rotterdam. It's an extraordinary city, and they have that. Often in cinema, you have that crowd, very
Specific.
people from cinema freaks. But in Rotterdam, it's all the city that is going to that festival. So you get in contact with anyone that are not specially architects or. So it was very. I love that contact when you have a real public that is not dedicated to that kind of art. I've been to other festivals in New York, for example, and when the director is asking how many architects do you have in the public, and half of the theater will raise their hand. But in Rotterdam, you have anybody. The electrician is going to be there. The anyone's.
And they like the movie there so much?
Yes, and they have lots of theater. No, it's a very nice, and it's a small city. You can bike around. I really enjoyed that.
The experience?
Oh yeah.
And you went also to Toronto or not? Yes, I heard.
Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. The film is traveling pretty well.
A lot, yes.
I don't go everywhere. I had to choose between Seoul and Egypt, and I chose Egypt.
This is our pleasure.
But it's too far as well for me. But I wanted to see Egypt for a long time.
And how was it so far, the festival?
Great. I really love it. I was thinking as well about discovering the Egyptian cuisine, and everything's perfect.
No, and this round in the Cairo International Film Festival is so different. We've been talking about this so many times, that this round is so young. The spirit is so young, it's so different, even in the quality of the movies.
Yes.
We have like 35 movies, their first premiere here in Egypt this year.
I know there's a diversity of the programmation. Before directing documentary, I was a producer. I went to Cannes and Berlin. I've done these big circus, and I never seen a big festival like this one that has. It's still a human scale, but I feel the big side of the big festival, like the category A festival. Egypt is one of them.
And you find like young people here and at the doors of the tickets, they all want to watch the movies, even the short movies, the long movies, and the documentary. They want to be there in the scene.
I saw them in the theater yesterday.
So I want to know also from you, how did you find people talking to you after the screening of the movie? What was the impressions?
Most of the time, it seems to be very attractive for a woman in architecture. I didn't do the film because I wanted to do it. My starting point was architecture. It was not women. But after adding these women together, it became something very prominent. Even if these women are not, they will not say that they are feminists. They recognize because of what they've done, not because they're women. But the starting point was that, and in theaters where I go, often there's a lot of women who are architects who are as me, very inspired by these women.
And this is a very interesting point, even on you focusing on just females. And I want to ask you, is this the story you wanted to send to people?
No, my point of view was, I'm talking about women, yes, but they have 70 years of experience. These women have been living in cities and working on cities for 70 years.
7 years.
So that special kind of point of view was very interesting to me. And I don't know much men who have that kind of attention on the city.
And even not only the storytelling was interesting, the image even was interesting. You showed us a lot of places that very familiar to people, and we have a lot of people have like memories there.
Yes.
So talk to us more about filming this film.
It was very particular because of course there is archives. There's cities that was not the cities were not like they are right now. They evolved. Like imagine Egypt 70 years ago. I mean, you
so
don't.
nostalgic.
It's very different. So you can talk about all kind of subjects. You can talk, of course, about the architecture, but also the density of the city, the transportation, how things have been evolving. So that was the landmark that I wanted to observe through their eyes.